Okay, welcome to our lesson for today. Now, today our topic will be on measurements. Remember, under measurements we have different subtopics, but the subtopic we are going to discuss today is capacity. So today we'll be talking about capacity. Now, just as we learned in our previous classes, can you remind me of the units of capacity as we learned in our previous classes? Good. One, we talked about liters as the unit of capacity. Any other? Good. Another one is the deciliters. Any other? Good. The third one is the milliliters. Now, the three that we mentioned are the most common units of capacity, the most commonly used units of capacity. Now, in those previous classes, maybe at one point you are asked to identify the number of small containers that can be used to fill a bigger container. As you can see in front of me, I have different types of containers. The first one here is a 5-liter container. The second one is a half-liter container, or if you like, a 500 milliliter container. And the third one here is a 1-liter container. Now, we want to see that if you are going to use a 500 milliliter container, then how many of these containers can be used to fill this container? So we want to confirm that. So to do that, you need to take this small container, fill it with water, then the water will be transferred into a bigger container. As we do that, we will be counting that how many of these containers will be able to fill the bigger container. So as I'm going to do that, you can start counting with me. This is the first one that we are going to empty into the big container. So that is one. This is two. Three. Four. Five. Six. Seven. 8, 8, 9, 10, so as you've seen, so for this small container to be used to fill this container, we've seen that this bigger container is able to accommodate 10 of these small containers. So now from here we are able to realize that if you are going to use a 500 milliliter container to fill a 5-liter container, then it means a 500 milliliter container will be able to be used. So the 10 such of them are the ones that will be able to fill a 5-liter container. Therefore, it means this container is able to accommodate 10 of these. Now, in class, when you are doing an exam, maybe and you are asked that how many half-liter containers can be used to fill a 5-liter container. Remember, at that point, we do not have water that can be used, as I've done it practically here, to confirm that 10 of these are able to fill this bigger one. So in such cases, we are supposed to work it out to be able to know that how many half-liter containers are able to fill a 5-liter container. So if you are asked such a question, then this is what we're supposed to do. So if you are asked how many half-liter containers can be used to fill a 5-liter container. A 5-liter container. So if you ask such a question and you're now in an exam room where we don't have the containers as we had in this case, now this is what we are expected to do. To be able to identify that how many half-liter containers can be used to fill a 5-liter container, what we need to do, we take 5 liters, that is the container to be filled. So the capacity of that container will be divided by the capacity of the smaller container, which is supposed to be used to fill it. So in this case, we are going to take 5 liters, which is the capacity of the bigger container here, and dividing it by the capacity of the smaller container, which is supposed to be used to fill it in that case. So the capacity of this container is a half of a liter. So we take 5 liters divided by a half of a liter. So 5 liters divided by a half. So this is the same as 5 times the reciprocal of a half, which is 2 over 1. So when you do 2 times 5, you will get 10. So it's clearly that a half liters, 10 of the half liters can be used to fill a 5-liter container. Now apart from that, if I don't want to use the in liters, I can still use them in milliliters. But in that case, I'll be forced to convert or to change the capacity of this container, that is 5 liters, we change it into milliliters. Then we will divide by the capacity of this one given in milliliters as 500 milliliters, and then from there we'll be able to get the correct answer still. So in that case, we can say we can have 5 liters, and then change the 5 liters first of all into milliliters. So to change 5 liters into milliliters, we will take 5 times the number of milliliters in a liter, that is 1000 milliliters. So when you change 5 liters into milliliters, 5 liters is equivalent to 5000 milliliters. Then after converting the 5 liters into milliliters, then that 5000 milliliters will be divided by the capacity of the small container in milliliters, that is 500 milliliters. So we divide this by 500 milliliters. Remember, we are looking for the number of containers, or the number of small containers that can be used to fill this bigger container. So in the first step, we'll be forced to cancel the milliliters out. Then we say this 0 cancels that 0, and then this one cancels that. Then 5 goes into 5 once, and 5 goes into 50 10 times. Therefore, it means that 500 milliliter containers, 10 of them can be used to fill 5-liter container. So the answer will still be 10. So that one is confirmed. Now, sometimes you can also be asked that how many of 1-liter containers can be used to fill a 5-liter container. The same thing that we did with this small container is what we are going to do with 1-liter container. So, we will confirm that how many of these containers can be used to fill this. So one will fill this with water, and then the water inside this one will be emptied into a bigger container. So this is the first one. So we are going to empty into this bigger container as we count. So that is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. This is 5. So, as you can see, 5 of these 1 liter containers are able to fill a 5 liter container. But remember, just as I said before, that in exam or in an exam room, we don't have these containers to confirm this. So just as I explained here on the board, that if you are asked that how many 1 liter containers can be used to fill a 5 liter container, in a case where the containers now are not there to be used to confirm, now we can still solve this problem by working it out. So what we'll need to do, we'll take the capacity of the bigger container, as I explained, and then divide it by the capacity of the container to be used to fill it. So in that case, if you are asked that how many 1 liter containers can be used to fill a 5 liter container, what we need to do to solve such problem, we take the capacity of the container, that is 5 liters, and then we divide it by the capacity of the container supposed to be used to fill it, which in this case is 1 liter. So the liters, can simplify the liters, then we say 1 goes into 1 once and into 5 times. So we need 5 1 liter containers to fill a 5 liter container. So that's how we can solve the problem. So anytime you are given any problem on capacity, where you are asked to identify the number of containers that can be used to fill any other bigger container, as I've said, what you need to do is to take the capacity of the container to be filled, then divide it by the capacity of the small container that is being used to fill it. So, before I conclude the lesson, please remember what you've said. And above all, as you be doing this, remember that these numbers must only be divided when they are in the same unit. We cannot divide the liters by milliliters. For you to divide it, you need to ensure that both numbers are in the same unit. So if you want to divide the liters by milliliters, you need to change the liters given into milliliters first before you divide. Otherwise, it is very simple that if you want to identify the number of containers to be used, you only need to divide as we explained. And therefore, that's not the end of our lesson for today. Thank you. Till next time.